This is every detail in Demon Slayer Season 1. Let's start with the very first episode. When Tanjiro throws an axe at Giyu to save Nezuko, it's not just any axe. If you look closely, it's actually his little brother's axe, which he most likely grabbed when he ran away from his home with Nezuko. Later, during his training with Urokodaki, Tanjiro almost falls into a pit filled with blades. But if you look carefully, many of these blades are already rusty or broken. This suggests that the trap had been triggered many times before, a chilling reminder that other students may have died during the same training. When Tanjiro first arrives at Urokodaki's home, you can see large rocks placed on the roof. At first, they just look random, but they're actually there to weigh down the house against storms and heavy snowfall in the mountains. At the beginning of the story, Tanjiro's scar is just a burn he got while saving his brother. But later on, it changes shape and almost looks alive. This wasn't random. It's foreshadowing of the Demon Slayer mark, a sign of awakening power that will become very important later on. During Nezuko's long sleep, Urokodaki hypnotized her so that she would never harm humans. If you listen carefully, the phrase he repeated to her was, "All humans are your family. Protect them." This not only shows Urokodaki's skill, but also how much he cared for Tanjiro and Nezuko's safety. Before Nezuko became a demon, she wore her hair pinned up, but after her transformation, her hair was always loose. The reason is simple. As a demon, she couldn't take care of it anymore, and Tanjiro didn't have the skills to do it for her. When Yushiro helps Tanjiro, he reinforces Nezuko's wooden box with special materials. That's why it's so durable. It survives being tossed around, crushed, and even damaged in battle. It's not just a simple wooden box anymore, it's been strengthened with protective seals. Giyu's Hari also hides an important detail. One side once belonged to his sister Tsutako, who sacrificed her life to protect him, and the other side belonged to his fallen friend Sabito. By wearing both patterns, Giyu carries the memory of the two people who shaped him most, showing how deeply their loss still stays with him. We all know how obsessed Yushiro is with Tamayo, but did you know he keeps a diary where he writes about all her greatness? It's a little weird, but also kind of sweet. Every Demon Slayer gets a Kasugai crow to deliver missions, but if you've noticed, Inosuke's crow is almost never seen. The reason is pretty funny. Inosuke actually tried to kill his crow multiple times, treating it like prey. Because of that, the poor bird now hides from him and avoids appearing unless absolutely necessary. When the group is sent to Nadagumo Mountain, Zenitsu refuses to go in. At first, it just looks like cowardice, but if you think about it, there's more to it. With his incredible hearing, Zenitsu could probably sense the screams and suffering of the Demon Slayers inside. Rui, the Lower Moon 5, was dangerous enough to push Tanjiro and Nezuko to their limits. But here's the thing, he wasn't even fighting at full strength. Rui split his power among his family, weakening himself in the process. It makes you wonder how terrifying he would have been alone. In the first opening, there's a small but clever detail with the Hashira. At exactly 1 minute and 13 seconds, you see them all together. But depending on which episode you're watching, this shot actually changes. In episode 2, only Giyu is visible since he's the only Hashira we've met so far. Later, when Shinobu appears in episode 20, she's added too. It changes again in episode 22, and by episode 23, all of the Hashira are finally revealed. That was every detail of Season 1, and if you want to see all the details of the other Demon Slayer seasons, then feel free to subscribe.